Dear fake-ass family and friends, you need to listen to this. You all know who you are. I want you to listen to every last word, too, until the end, if this pertains to you. And you know who you are. Don't worry. If you're a big part of the story, you'll get your own little love letter. Dear real family and friends, if you are not one of these people and didn't do any of the mentioned things, I'm so incredibly sorry, but I am a grieving woman of the most amazing man and mama bear of a now extremely distraught child who will never get to see her father or have him help her grow up past the age of 6. I want this story to get out there because we were quieted for too damn long. I'll tell you the real story, not some made-up bullshit like a couple of people I know have spread, trying to make themselves look innocent. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. Here I sit at Kyle's grave. This is what I have now. If I want to talk to my man, I have to sit and talk to him while he's 6 feet under. My daughter's picnics with Dad now consist of sitting at a cemetery instead of a park. Instead of getting flowers from him, like I always did, I'm bringing him flowers to his grave. Instead of driving somewhere and listening to Kane Brown as a family, my daughter and I are sitting at a cemetery listening to Kane Brown with Daddy. Instead of kissing her daddy on the cheek before bed, and when she left for school, she's kissing his love bracelet she got him, that he wore all the time and that he died wearing, to send love to him up in heaven. Or she's kissing his grave marker when she leaves the cemetery saying, "Bye, Daddy, I love you." Fuck all of you who did this to him. Fuck all of you who believe a child molester and his assistant over him. You should be ashamed of yourselves. He tried so hard. So fucking hard. Yes, he made mistakes earlier in his life, but he made up for it. He more than made up for it. He was a good man. He tried so hard to make up for things the past 8 years. He beat himself up every fucking second of his life until his last breath. He didn't think he was good enough for anything. That man had severe depression. He was clinically diagnosed with PTSD and severe depression. It's what caused him to lose his teeth. He was too depressed to care about brushing them. He sought out professional help too. While all of you guys were sitting around judging him and assuming he was back to his old ways because of what 2 innocent people were telling you. He was having severe anxiety attacks and depression up the butt due to trauma that he faced over these past couple of years. And I was here for him every step of it. Supporting him in every possible way that I could. I tried to help him fight, but I could only do so much. We couldn't bring his kids back to him. Oh boy, did we try, but evil won. So he suffered dearly for this. It took a huge toll on his body and mine. He tried his best to keep himself together for our daughter's sake, doing right by her and giving her the life he wished he would have given to his other children. He knew he messed up, guys. Trust me, you didn't need to beat on him about it because he did plenty of that himself. Every second of every day he did. He never thought he was good enough. He never thought he deserved anything good. And I hate that he died thinking that way. Hey, Jeannie. Guess what? Go fuck yourself. You are one big-ass narcissistic bitch. And you're good. Oh, you're so good. I'll definitely give you so much credit for that. The amount of lies you told. The amount of people you told your fake sob story to. The amount of family that believed you and cut us out of their lives. My family and his. I mean, you really were convincing. Some of your shit even made us laugh at how outrageously bullshit it was. The lies you made up. Those 2 times you tried to get OFPs on him. I gotta admit, some of it was true. He did drive by you at DG and flip you off. He did knock on your window. You didn't open your window. You didn't talk to him. He was going to ask you to come get your stuff. And when you didn't answer, he went into DG to look for his father to ask him to come get your stuff out of our shed because we were sick of looking at it. All what you tried to twist around in the OFPs to look like he was stalking you. The detail, though, you really thought it out. The Mountain Dew can and cigarette butts at the end of your driveway, not stomped out because Kyle doesn't do that. Or the weed smoke coming from outside your bedroom window at the late hours of night. The amount of detail. I want you to know that neither of us even knew where you lived until the second OFP had your address on it. Thank you for the laugh at those, though. I'm so glad both of those judges saw through your bullshit, all because of how pissed you were that he turned you in and how insecure you felt about him having a relationship with the girls, and telling people the charges were dropped because he told a fake story and made the kids lie. Funny, because I remember them not being able to drop the charges because you straight up admitted to it in the police report. And then after, they had to charge you with it, and then after a few months of probation, you got off and your record got expunged for good behavior because you had friends on the inside. You're going to tell everyone that you're so damn religious and then lie after lie after lie. We both know that Kyle didn't lie. We both know that you knew what was going on in that house. You admitted to it right in front of me while you were acting so fucking jealous that your body wasn't good enough for him. That you weren't good enough for him. That was your only concern. First thing you said to me was, why am I not enough for him? Like, are you serious? Because if it was me in that position, I would be concerned about the victim, not myself. But that's you, always worried about yourself. You even tried to make Kyle's funeral about yourself. And that was impressive. Telling me that the girls are not allowed unless you get to come because you have the right to grieve. Because he was like a son to you for 15 years. Then having the nerve to tell me that I killed him because I had a fight with him that night for not being home. And that if I knew he had problems with severe depression, why didn't I get him professional help, you said. You're a heartless bitch. You killed him. You. Not alone, no, but you did. Kyle died of a broken heart, and you're the one that caused that. You murdered Kyle Olson. You. My man loved me. He loved me a whole lot, and I know nothing I did ever changed that. We had an amazing relationship, so nice try on that one. But you, dearie, you're the guilty one. Kyle Olson died of a broken heart. The 8 years of building up heartache that you caused after convincing him to sign over his rights because it was the best option to get their biological mother out of the picture, and then promising him that he would always be their dad as long as he stayed clean. You're a lying fucking bitch. Then spreading it around that he was using drugs again when you got in trouble, and having your friends call CPS trying to get my daughter taken away from me with your bullshit story that he was on drugs again. How'd that go for you? When they told Kyle, he told them immediately to test him. He had nothing to hide. He was doing amazing. He got his life together, did right by our baby girl, and tried to do the best he could for the other two, but you wouldn't allow it. We stayed silent through all of this because we didn't want to risk not seeing the kids. We let you go and spread bullshit rumors about us and convince people we were bad and just trying to get custody of the girls. Honestly, sweetie, I wish that was true. I wish it was that simple and that those kids didn't have so much trauma to recover from. I wish we were lying. And then telling people multiple times that he was trying to get you in trouble so he could get custody of the kids. Girl, he was right there with you the first time that CPS got called on you, and your buddies gave you a 24-hour notice that they were coming. He was right by your side helping you clean up that cat piss and shit off your floors, off the kids' beds, out of the laundry room where there was piles of clothes covered in piss and shit. Cleaning up your nasty-ass house because you're a hoarder. Helping you fill up the trailer and haul everything to the storage garage in Galen's horse trailer out on the farm. Didn't have time to actually clean anything, so all the piss and shit covered stuff got temporarily packed away. You bragging after CPS left at how you were lucky that they didn't check the minivan out front because it was full of those nasty clothes. He helped you because he was also scared of the girls going into the system. He was scared of all the kids going back into the system. That was only an option when it was the absolute last option. That was only an option when he was told what he was told. It was the only option as a good father to turn his father into the police. To turn you into the police for doing nothing about it. He never wanted those kids in the system again, so shame on you for telling those lies. Yes, he did ask you several times if they could come live with us since he had been clean for over 5 years, which isn't an insane thing to ask. They knew him as dad. They were with us all the time at our apartment and then our house. I don't understand why that was a bad thing for him to ask. No shit he would want his daughters to come live with their sister. No shit he would want to give them everything he was giving our daughter. No shit he would want them to live a normal life and not live with their grandfather, getting to live with their father instead. I don't see how there was a problem with that. And it's not like he wasn't in their lives. Yes, you had custody. They always called him dad. He was always in their lives as dad in every situation. Like, this is different. But being their grandparents and their father being involved their entire lives, wouldn't you as grandparents want what's best for them? Wouldn't you as grandparents want them to go live normal lives with their sister? I understand if Kyle hadn't cleaned up his act and had still been on drugs, but he was sober the entire time, had a stable life, room for the kids in our house, and another child that he proved he was taking good care of. So I don't see why it was such a bad thing of him to ask you to have the girls back. I don't see why you would make him look like the bad guy for asking you that. He would be a horrible fucking man and father if he didn't do that. He would be a horrible fucking father if he just went on about his life pretending that those two girls didn't exist. That's what you wanted from him? I don't get it. Complete fucking bullshit. And you're an asshole for being so selfish in the whole situation. You were too lazy to get a job and loved the money that you got for them from coming from foster care. And don't try to convince me any different because you brag to me about it all the time. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, I'd like you to know that I swore to the love of my life that after the last time that you laid hands on our daughter outside that church that day, that I would never let it happen again. And I promise you, dearie, I intend to keep that promise until my very last breath. Oh, but wait, it gets better. I have talked to his family to make sure that they know, in the event of my untimely passing, that they will also keep this promise to Kyle. They would be raising her and ensuring that you never get your filthy little fingers on her again. I included all of this in my will I got written up as soon as her daddy died as well, so they don't have any legal issues there, just in case I do pass before she turns 18. So you can stop with your bullshit plan of trying to snake yourself back into my life, because it's not going to work too well for you. You're just my biological mother. I don't need you. You're a fucking monster. You think because Kyle isn't here to protect me anymore that you can come and try to manipulate and control me again? I'm sorry, dearie, but that ship has sailed. One of the very best things that man did for me was give me my voice and teach me to stick up for myself. He hated how I just let people push me around and take advantage of me, especially when it came to you. You have awoken a raging fire in me, dearie. You killed the love of my life. Now you can live with the consequences of your actions. There ain't no relationships to be had between you, me, or our daughter. And let's get this straight. She ain't nothing to you. You're just her biological grandmother. She already has an amazing grandmother whom she loves. She doesn't need you. Go ahead and try to control me and with the kids, because that's not going to work for you anymore. Because don't worry, one day they will be 18. And I have a drawer full of evidence to show them how everything that comes out of your mouth is complete bullshit and lies. Text messages, pictures and videos, court documents, you name it, I got it. They'll know the truth someday. And if I really have to wait that long, then so be it. My arms will be wide open, beds ready for all three of them if they want to live with me or just stay with me. Next up, we have Mr. Galen Olsen. Galen, I don't know where to even start with you. Well, I like the attention that you tried to get when your son died, trying to tell people you were the first one they contacted, the first one to know. Well, I don't know why the fuck that would matter. It's like you're trying to make yourself seem more important than you actually are. I just want you to know that you weren't. I don't know why the fuck it matters, but you weren't. I found out before they contacted anyone because they couldn't find anyone to even contact. His friend called me. I was there when they brought his body out of the house. When I got there, they said they couldn't find any contact information, so they hadn't called anyone. I called his mom the second I found out when I was running out of work to get to my car. She was the second one to know. You didn't even find out until hours later. I don't know why it matters, but I just don't like your lies. I don't know, I guess I just wanted you to know that you aren't as important as you seem to think you are. Oh, and I like the rumors that you spread about Kyle being in a horrible motorcycle accident in July because he was on drugs, bloodied from head to toe. I was with that man every single day. He walked around our house in shorts and no shirt. I saw that boy naked all the time, yet I still don't recall these wounds. I'm confused. I don't know how I could miss that. I mean, he did have a four-wheeler accident in April. He hit his head, got knocked unconscious, and had a seizure, pretty bad seizure. When he got to the ER, they tested him for drugs and alcohol because it involved a motor vehicle. And he was clean for everything. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, maybe. I don't recall a motorcycle accident, though, and drugs definitely weren't involved. Nice of you to spread that rumor that he was back on drugs, though. I also like how you immediately went and looked at cars after you found out that your son died. While all of us who loved him were sitting around comforting each other and bawling our eyes out, asking God, why? You were going about your business like any other day, just searching for a new car. Do you not know what you did to him? Do you not know that you killed your son? Surely you can't be that stupid. I mean, it sounds like you are. It sounds like you tried to blame his mother for his death. I want you to know that he didn't even claim you as a father anymore. He wanted to change his last name because you embarrassed him. He was ashamed of you. You were just a sperm donor. Not even just to him, but all of your kids. And he hated you so fucking bad. You used to be his fucking idol. He worshipped the ground that you walked on. And then to do what you did, to have the balls to tell him what you did and then look at him like, what are you gonna do about it? He wanted to kill you right then and there, but he didn't. He didn't because he wanted you to pay. He wanted you to suffer. You weren't worth it. He wanted to stay out of prison for his kids, so he did his best to put you in there for what you did instead. But there we go again. You had friends on the inside, and so did your brother. Props to you for getting less than a year on an ankle monitor. I don't know how that makes sense. If you do anything drug involved, you go to prison for years. But when you're a child molester, you get less than a year on an ankle monitor, no prison time at all. That broke Kyle. He felt like he failed all of his kids. He wanted you to die in prison. He said you once told him that the one thing you were most scared of was being behind bars. And so he wanted to make your worst fear come true after you caused his worst fear to come true when you did what you did. Your monsterism didn't even start there either. You assisted Jeannie in her plan to keep the girls out of his life. You enjoyed the money, and that's dirty. Betraying your son because you got so much money out of the deal, that was really worth it to you? And dangling the kids over his head for all those years, getting him to do whatever you wanted by saying, if you don't do this, then you can't see your kids, was complete bullshit. And he did too. He did anything you fucking asked of him. Any stupid, ridiculous demand you had, he followed it because he would have done anything to be in those girls' lives. He would have done anything for those girls. You played a dirty fucking game, treating a human being the way you did, let alone your fucking son. Shame on you. He loved you so fucking much. How could you do that to him? You beat him down all the time, making sure that he knew that no matter how good he did, no matter what he did to try to make up for his mistakes, that there was nothing he could do to make it better. He stayed clean, he got his life together, he kept a job, he kept a house, he took care of our little girl, proving to you that he could do a good job and that he was trying, but you constantly telling him it wasn't good enough, letting him know that he fucked up and that was it. What's done was done. He was a bad person for life. He believed it too. You broke him. Before you even admitted to being a child molester, you broke him. You had him down and just kept kicking and kicking and kicking as much as you could and as hard as you could. You finally got him, Galen. You finally killed your son. Are you proud of yourself? I hope you suffer every last miserable day of your life. I hope you feel lonely as hell. I know how much you loved socialization, so I hope you don't get that. I hope that everyone comes to their senses and shuns you. I hope that you're lonelier than ever. I wish when you die someday that you could be as sad and as broken as Kyle was when he died. I wish you could feel the pain Kyle was feeling. And I want you to suffer like he did. Kyle would have done anything for you. And you're a monster. I don't get how you could just sit by while Jeannie did everything she did to your son. I don't get how you could just sit there and help her shove a knife into your son's heart deeper and deeper. Growing up, you were also always so family this and family that, but when it came down to it, you're completely full of shit. You didn't give a shit about any of your family. You threw each and every single one of your kids to the side for Jeannie before anything ever even happened. Anything she ever wanted, you would have done for her. Funny thing though, she messed around on you and talked to other men a few times throughout your relationship. I feel like you didn't know that, and I didn't bother telling you because I didn't want to risk not seeing the kids and Jeannie being pissed at me. Plus, you probably would have believed her bullshit story over my evidence anyway. I'm sure you still would. Not that any of that matters anyway. All that matters right now is the fact that you two ended your son's life together. Was that the goal the whole time? Was the intention to beat him down until he couldn't do it anymore? I don't see what other outcome you could have possibly seen in this situation but for him to die of a broken heart. But you're a monster in every way possible. So what can we expect? I hope you enjoy hell when you get there. At least you'll have Jeannie with you. Olsen family, you're next. Not all of you, like I said. You'll know if it's you, so don't take offense if it's not pointed at you. Specifically, if you supported a child molester even after finding out he admitted to being a child molester. If you chose a child molester over Kyle because Kyle turned the child molester into the police, turned your back on Kyle and tried to say, well, I don't want to get in the middle of it. Are you serious? In the middle of what? You think the child molester shouldn't be turned into the police? You think it's okay what he did? His excuses of what he did made sense to you? What the hell? If you bailed said child molester out of jail, if you helped support said child molester in any court proceedings, if you believed the child molester made up bullshit stories about Kyle being on drugs, if you helped spread any of the stories of Kyle being on drugs, if you believed anything that came from the child molester's mouth without fact-checking, if any of this pertains to you, then fuck you. Fuck you for believing the bullshit coming out of Jeannie and Galen's mouths. Fuck you for not being able to forgive Kyle for doing drugs, which he quit over 8 years ago, but being able to forgive a man who admitted to molesting a child. You all contributed to his death, each and every single one of you. He was so fucking depressed. He tried and tried, but nothing he ever did was enough for any of you. He would get angry and ask me why the fuck his family would turn their backs on him. Ask me what the fuck they thought he was supposed to do as a father. Ask me how the fuck all of you could support Galen after he straight up admitted to what he did. He just wanted his family back. He didn't do anything wrong. He did the right fucking thing. He did what he was supposed to do, and all of you turned your backs on him and supported a child molester instead. You all believed his bullshit lies. You all broke his heart. The ones you should have been supporting were the victims and the devastated father whose world got turned upside down when he found out his father wasn't the man he thought he was, not the one who committed the crime. Please, guys, tell me how you can do drugs, make mistakes, get clean, stay clean, admit all of your wrongdoings, beat yourself up constantly for everything, and not be forgiven. But you can molest a child, blame everyone but yourself for doing it, including the child, and instantly be forgiven without thought. I don't get it, guys. I don't fucking get it. What if it were your child or grandchild that he did it to? Would that be okay? Would you forgive him then? I bet you wouldn't. Have you even thought about that? Please take a second and do so. If he was still the one committing the crime, and it was your child or grandchild or great-grandchild that was the victim, would you still be able to forgive him because he's your brother or uncle or whatever he is to you? I bet you wouldn't. I bet you would have turned his ass into the police too. I have no doubt of that in my mind. So that being said, guys, I blame you. I blame you for my daughter now having to grow up without a father just like her sisters. I blame you for every time she cries saying she wishes her daddy was here. I blame you for every time I sit at the cemetery with her without my daughter. I blame you for my loneliness. I blame you for my anger. I blame you for my pain. Not only that, guys, I blame you for his pain. I blame you for the past 2 years of his extreme depression. I blame you for breaking his heart. I blame you for wrecking Kyle. You broke him. Each and every single one of you had your turn beating him with a bat until he was a bloody pulp and his body just gave out. slowly killing him piece by piece, taking away the happy-go-lucky, fun, goofy Kyle that we all knew. You all took turns killing him. All he needed was your support. His family needed your support. We all needed your support, and you chose the wicked two monsters. You killed Kyle Olsen. You all worked together, and you killed him. Go talk some more shit about me for speaking up. I don't care anymore. I'm done, guys. You killed part of me, too. I'm never gonna be the same. And I've been silent long enough, and it's time. It's time to speak up for Kyle. I'm gonna do my best to get the truth out there, to try to undo the bad name that you have all given him. He deserves that. He always did. I wish you all could have gotten to know the Kyle I knew. The Kyle the past 8 years. He wasn't perfect, and I never said that. Nobody is. He made some mistakes, and he beat himself up over them more than anyone else ever could have done. He was so hard on himself. It hurt me to watch. He acted like he was all good and put on a good show for a while, but I was there with him every day. He told me the truth. He told me what was really going on in his head. Guys, he was such a good guy. He was so fucking amazing. He could be out in a winter storm with just a sweater on, with someone wearing a parka, and they say they're freezing. He would have ripped his sweater off of himself and gave it to them. He would just give and give and give until he had nothing to give anymore. And then he would find ways to help after that. He was just that loving and caring of a guy. He was such a pain in the ass sometimes too, but that made you laugh. He always wanted to make people laugh. He was an amazing daddy to all 3 of his girls. He was there for all 3 of them as much as he could be too. I know there's some lies about that too, but I have the pictures and videos to prove to you how much we had the kids. You know me, always taking pictures. It was like a 50-50 custody kind of situation for a while with how much we had them at the apartment and before our baby girl was born. At our house for 6 years when we lived there. Guys, they always called him Dad. They've always known him as their dad. He was always there as a supportive dad up until this court stuff started. Up until Galen and Jeannie were turned into the cops. Then all of a sudden, they tell them that he's their biological dad and call him Kyle instead. And technically, he's your brother now. Do you know how much that's fucking them up? Calling my daughter their niece instead of their sister? It's been dad and sister up until Kyle turned them into the police, and now it's brother and niece. They were never raised that way. And all of a sudden, Kyle wants back in their life situation. Kyle was always there for those girls. Kyle was always their dad. Things didn't change until Galen and Jeannie got mad for getting caught. Then that was the ultimate punishment for Kyle. Well, guess what? Kyle isn't the only one who had to suffer from that. Those kids missed out on their dad, and now they'll never get that back. She stole that from them. They will never get to see him again. My daughter misses her sisters. She tells me that it's not fair she can't see them anymore. And she's right. It's not fair. They've been with her since she was born. And then all of a sudden, poof. I'm sorry, baby, but you're no longer allowed to see your sisters anymore. And it's bullshit. So now I just sit here. Just me and my daughter. We lost everything. We no longer have our Kyle. We no longer have the other kids in our lives. It's just me and her. We have an amazing support system too, but it will never be the same. Nothing will ever be the same. We lost a big part of our lives. We lost a very special part of our lives, and we miss him so much. Baby girl and I love you so much, Kyle, and this is for you.